As we approach the release of Mario Sports Superstars, we are constantly gaining more information about it. And now we have so much information about every sport within the game, and we finally know what the Road to Superstar mode, as well as the Amiibo cards, are used for in the game. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down all of the important information, and I'm going to start with the coin system. This may not seem that important at first, but the coin system in this game has to do with every other mode that I'll be talking about in this video, so you have to know what this is about before I get on with the specific sports. We've known since the first couple of trailers of the game that coins would be a big part of it, however we could only speculate as to what the coins would do. However, we now know the main purpose of these coins. After you earn them doing various tasks, you will be able to spend them on digital Amiibo cards, as these play a very important part in the game and adds to the depth of it drastically. But before I explain more about the digital Amiibo cards, I should talk more about the regular Amiibo cards, the actual ones that will be sold in packs for real money. What will they do in the game, you ask? Well, I touched on this in a previous video, but we now know much more information. Tapping one of the 90 Amiibo cards will create a star version of the character on the card. You see, every one of the 18 characters from the 5 sports has stats and abilities unique to each sport. For example, Bowser will have different stats between the baseball and tennis modes. This means that every one of the 18 characters has 5 different cards, and the star version of the character that will be created after the card is tapped will be the character specific to a certain mode. So if you tap a Peach baseball card, the star version of the character will be of Peach from the baseball mode, not any other version of Peach. That's all well and good, but what is so interesting about these star characters? Well, the character stats will be increased if a star version of them is in the game. The stats of Metal Mario will be much less than a star version of Metal Mario. But that seems a little unfair, right? You buy Amiibo cards and you automatically get better stats? That doesn't seem right. But luckily, there is a way to unlock star versions of the characters without having to purchase these Amiibo cards. This method would take longer, however it's still good to not have to purchase these cards if you don't want to. What is this method? Let me explain. We knew right from the first trailer that there will be a single player tournament mode within the game that has 3 cups. The first one will be called the Mushroom Cup, and while we still don't know the name of the second cup, the name of the third is called the Champions Cup. This will probably be very difficult. You must win this cup with the character you want to upgrade to get the star version of them. Once you have 3 star characters, you can enter the Road to Superstar mode, and as the name implies, this is where you aim to unlock superstar versions of your characters. Yes, there is an upgrade even beyond that of the star versions, making your stats even that much better. You use the 3 characters to deflect balls back at the enemies that are against you, which is a pretty cool concept. If you weren't planning on purchasing the Amiibo cards though, this mode may not be able to be accessed for you. This mode, while allowing you to use any star characters that you want, is only available after you tap 3 Amiibo cards. Since this game only comes with 1, this means you'll have to buy at least 1 pack if you want to play it to get the greatest stats for your favorite characters. But now let's go back to the coin system. Collectibles in the game are digital Amiibo cards, and they don't appear to do anything except act as collectibles. You will use coins to buy packs of these cards. You could buy a 3 card pack for 300 coins, a 10 card pack for 1000 coins, or a 3 card pack with no duplicate cards with 100 of your existing duplicate cards. While these cards have no purpose, I can still see it being an extremely fun and addicting aspect of the game, filling out your collection. If you have any Amiibo cards, you will be able to tap 3 times per day, and each tap will give you a new 3 card pack. That's just the new mode though. Let's move on to the existing sports we already know of, and some information about the characters within them. I'll begin with soccer, and the character classes of balance, technique, power, and speed concept applies to this mode. Character stats in this mode are based on 3 categories: power, speed, and technique. Power determines the speed of the ball when the character kicks it, speed determines the agility of the character and how fast they move, and technique determines how accurate your shots are. We only know details about 10 characters currently, and as of right now, Waluigi is the only character in the soccer mode to be able to have a 10 in a stat without the use of a superstar version. All characters in this mode so far have the same base stats if they're the same type, but they change with star and superstar versions. None of the balance characters have the potential of reaching a 10 in a stat, and none can reach a 9 without the use of a superstar version. Moving on to the baseball mode, the 4 types are still in use, but the 3 stat categories are pitch, power, and speed. Characters with a higher pitch will allow for better pitching abilities, characters with a higher power allow for the ball to be hit farther, and characters with a higher speed stat run the bases and move in the field faster. We only know about 9 characters right now, and so far the only one that has the potential of reaching a 10 in a stat is Baby Luigi. With a superstar version, Baby Luigi could have a perfect pitching stat. Something else interesting is Rosalina. In baseball, Rosalina only has a base 1 in speed. However, after going through star and superstar versions, that stat jumps up to 8. Same goes with Bowser Jr. with power. This really shows just how much of a difference that these additions can make. The tennis mode is when a lot changes. The 4 character classes we've previously known no longer apply here in the same way. The regular 4 are still here, but 2 new classes are added, so along with power, speed, technique, and balance is defense and tricky. The 3 stats sections for this sport are power, speed, and spin. All are pretty self-explanatory and there isn't much notable about the character's stats. Next is golf, where none of the previous types are included. Instead, characters are divided based on their shot tendency. These are straight, fade, and draw. Straight characters shoot straight, fade characters hit their balls towards the left and they then curve to the right, while characters who are draw hit their balls to the right and then they curve to the left. The stats for characters are now based on drive, sweet spot, and control. Characters with higher drive hit the balls at higher distances, a higher sweet spot means you'll be less likely to mess up your shot, and control means you'll have a better accuracy. Something very interesting is that this is the only mode where characters can have a perfect 10 in a stat without the use of star or superstar versions. For example, Baby Mario has this potential in Control. Now to the final mode, being horse racing, and in this mode the character types is normal again, being balance, power, speed, and technique. We only know about 8 characters specifically, and there isn't too much interesting about the stats for this mode. There has been a lot of information revealed about the game, and all of this made me a lot more excited for it because of the added depth to it. These new modes are really interesting, and it was fun to find out some things about the stats. For more Mario Sports Superstars videos, be sure to subscribe, and if you missed the previous one, I have the full playlist on screen so you can check them out. Thanks for watching.